Danny, in any business environment, you have people with devices you've seen before, and they're coming on and off the network. They're going through networks you've never seen before. How is ThreatLocker dealing with all these random endpoints in the way that they're connecting to a business's environment?
In the old days, it was very, very easy. You had a perimeter on your firewall and all your computers are inside your firewall and everything was great. And then we got these wonderful things called internet connections. So people would go home, they'd dial up to the internet, and then they'd start getting malware and bringing it back onto the corporate network. Mm-hmm. So what happened was personal firewalls came out for computers, and that stopped those connections on the personal computers, not on servers, but just on computers. So they were safe when they were off your network. And then when they're on your network, they were inside your perimeter. But suddenly people started bringing remote devices, foreign devices onto the local network. Their home computers, their phones started connecting to the Wi-Fi, and your local network then became at risk. So what could you do about this? Well, you could stop them going on. You could add authentication, which is complicated. And then people want to connect their phone to the Wi-Fi and things like that. The other thing you could do is you could put firewalls on the servers. Now, the problem with putting firewalls on the servers is they need to serve. So you need open ports on the servers. But everyone's getting an IP address from DHCP. You can't open up the ports for nobody, and you can't open them up for everybody. So what ThreatLocker does is we have this concept of network control, which is a host-based firewall for your endpoints and for your servers. But rather than opening ports up for IP addresses or range, you open them up for objects or groups of objects. So you can literally say, someone comes on my network, does a port scan, they see nothing. I come in, I'm the IT guy, I try and do a port scan on the server and it allows 3389. A user comes in, they can see the Active Directory ports, and you can literally choose which objects in real time and automatically update those ACLs. And you also get to see one central location of all of your network logs and what's happening in your environment.
What do you think is the most unique about this environment that you've created that really sort of supports zero trust in a way a lot of us are not thinking?
So the idea of zero trust is we make the environment at the least amount of privilege possible to perform the function. It's not to stop functions working.
Good point.
The problem is, quite often, it's difficult to figure out what's needed, and you can't open up a port if you don't know the IP address. So what this does is it allows you to see what's in your environment, know where your devices are, and create very, very simple policies. So most companies can go in and go towards zero trust in one click. They go in and say, well, only my devices need to see my server. One policy, 5 minutes, problem solved.
Well, guess what, audience? If you want some help on building out your zero trust environment, you should be taking a look at what they're doing over at ThreatLocker. Go to this web address right there, threatlocker.com. It's spelled just the way it sounds, and they can help you out with building out your zero trust environment.